All right, we're back in the lab today because we're cooking up 20 real estate vocabulary words for you guys. I know, I'm cheesy, but I am studying for the real estate exam. You guys are studying for the real estate exam. We're going to pass together. Like, share, subscribe, follow, do it all. We have more test questions coming, more vocabulary coming, everything that you need to pass the exam. We will be doing a live stream of the practice exam soon. So that's why you want to subscribe and follow along. It's 150 questions that you guys will get. Enough talk. Let's get into the vocabulary words. Swap it over. All right, here we go. We have the real estate sales test, National Plus California. We're going contracts today. You know how we feel about contracts. It's tough. We're going to read each word, and then we're going to read each definition, and we're going to match them up. We have legal title, exclusive right to sell, listing, equitable title, any present right to acquire legal title to the property, the interest in property held by the rightful owner, also the vendor's seller's interest in property under a land contract, a written agency contract between seller and a real estate broker, stating that the broker will be paid a commission for finding or attempting to find a buyer for the seller's real property, a listing agreement that entitles the broker to a commission if anyone, including the seller, finds a buyer for the property during the listing term. Okay, legal title, any present right to acquire legal title to property. We have listing, a listing agreement with the broker. And then we have exclusive right to sell, a listing agent starting the with paid a commission. Ooh, okay, this one could be listing. All right, we're back. The cat was meowing. We had to give it little pets. If you guys want to see the cat on the next video and I will pay the cat tax. Comment down below. We'll get back into the vocabulary words. I think I want to swap this around. I think I do like listing on the bottom, a listing agreement that entitles the broker to a commission. And then we have exclusive rights to sell, a written agency between seller and a real estate broker. So these are very similar. That's why I'm getting hung up here. And then we have equitable title here. The interest in property held by the rightful owner. All right, let's check it. Oh, this has never happened. 0 for 4. Okay, so we swap those two and we swap those two. Okay, legal title, equitable title, exclusive rights to sell. Okay, let's just double check this. We're gonna write these down later, so we need to know this. These are tough. They were very similar. We'll go to the next question, the next vocab words. We have vendor, voidable contract, express contract, open listing, a non-exclusive listing given by a seller to as many brokers as they choose. If the property is sold, a broker is only entitled to a commission if they are the procuring cause of the sale. We had that in one of the last videos, so we know that's an open listing. The seller in a land contract, a contract that one of the parties can disaffirm without liability because of a lack of legal capacity or negative factors such as fraud or duress. I'm going to say voidable contract there, a contract that has been put into words, either spoken or written, express contract, and the vendor is the seller in a land contract. Let's check. All right, we're 4 for 4 on that one. So we're 0 for 4 on the first one, 4 for 4 on this one. We're going next. We have specific performance, counter offer, unilateral contract, consideration. When only one party makes a legally binding promise and the other has not, the promise will become legally binding if the other party chooses to accept it, similar to an offer. Okay. A response to an offer to enter a contract, changing some of the terms of the original offer. It is a rejection of the original offer, not a form of acceptance, and does not create a binding contract unless the new is accepted by the original offer. All right, that one's counteroffer for sure. Once you counter someone, the original contract is done. Can't go back. A legal remedy in which a court orders someone who has breached the contract to perform as agreed rather than simply paying money damages. Anything of value such as money, services, goods, or promises given to induce another to enter a contract. I want to say that's consideration. I want to say this is a unilateral contract when only one party, uni is one, makes a legally binding promise, and then specific performance, a legal remedy in which a court orders someone who has breached the contract to perform as agreed rather than simply paying out. Let's check it. All right, another 4 for 4. We're going next. Remember, screenshot these. You can cut me out. Write them down. If you do want to follow along, there's a link down below to Colibri. This is the exact same platform, the exact same software that we're using for our test questions, our vocabulary words, our real estate prep exams, everything. They have the courses that you need for over 40 states. Check it out below. Click the link below. It would help me out a lot. Thank you so much. We have optionor, contingency clause, earnest money, acceptance. Money offered as an indication of good faith regarding the future performance of a purchase agreement. That would be earnest money. I remember that. Person who gives an option. Optionor. We're blowing through these right now. Agreeing to the terms of an offer to enter into a contract, thereby creating a binding contract, taking delivery of a deed. A provision in a contract, deed, law, regulation, guideline, etc. that makes the parties' rights and obligations depend on the occurrence or non-occurrence of a specified event, also called condition, escape clause, subject clause, or kick-out clause. I want to say that was a contingency clause. This one's acceptance, agreeing to the terms. We're going to check it. 4 for 4 again. Let's go. All right, 4 more. This is the last 4, guys. Option E, bendy, statute of frauds, purchase agreement. A law that requires certain types of contracts to be in writing and signed in order to be enforceable. Person to whom an option is given. The buyer in a land contract. A contract in which a seller promises to convey title to real property to a buyer in exchange for the purchase price. All right, so a person to whom an option is given. Option E. This is like not even one sentence. It's like 4 words. So we got to go with that one. The buyer in a land contract. I'm going to go with that one. Zavendi. A law that requires certain types of contracts to be in writing and signed in order to be enforceable. A contract in which seller promises to convey real. I'm going to say that one's purchase agreement, and that one is statute of frauds. We're going to double check it all out, guys. See if you got them right. Check. All right, 4 for 4 again. How did we do? We missed the 4. Oh yeah, we missed the first 4. It was tough. These were all very similar, so we gotta know the little intricacies, the little differences. I'm gonna write them down on a piece of paper. You guys should write them down. Write everything down. Screenshot. Go back. Fast forward, do whatever you need to do. Thank you so much for watching. We have way more test question videos, way more vocab videos, live streams of me trying to take the exam. Subscribe to the channel, comment below, like below. Let's get back into the lab. We just cooked. All right, we made it. 20 more vocabulary words that we learned in the brain. Hopefully we learned them. We kept them all. I'm studying for the test with you guys. We're going to pass this real estate exam in 2025. It's going to be great. Subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll see you guys on the next video.